summer of 1886 was a very blissful and productive time for Brahms. His Fourth Symphony, a work that he said he'd laboured long and hard over, had recently enjoyed a successful premiere. For his summer holiday, Brahms had decided to rent a cottage at Lake Thun in Switzerland, a beautiful area south of Bern. It's surrounded by the mountainous peaks of the Alps and was an area that Brahms was very fond of. In one of his letters to a friend, he wrote, "You have no conception of how beautiful and comfortable it is here, in every respect. You can picture for yourself what's involved: delightful lodgings, lovely walks, the company of pleasant people, and good taverns," no doubt all of which Brahms enjoyed. In these relaxing surrounds, Brahms was also musically reinvigorated. Over a period of just 6 weeks, he completed 3 highly contrasting works: his grand second cello sonata and the very lyrical violin sonata in A major, and he then united those instruments in his third work, the piano trio in C minor. One might hear the reflection of Brahms's surroundings in the trio's first movement, the grandeur of the alpine landscape. This is a movement where the themes are bold and forthright. While Brahms's themes are passionate, there's no unnecessary excess. Everything has been very finely distilled, created from the same rhythmic source, and the result is a movement of great intensity. The second movement was described by one of the great English theorists, Donald Tovey, as a piece that hurries by like a frightened child. If this rather evocative description is the case, I don't think it's quite like being chased by a thunderous monster, but more of the feeling of being pursued by something you can't quite see, an overall feeling of unease. Brahms has given the instruction that the strings be muted throughout, and this certainly contributes to the sense of disquiet. By contrast, the third movement is perhaps the most purely tuneful 4 or so minutes in all of Brahms's chamber music. For me, it's a movement of contentment. It appears to be free of any conflict and sense of constraint. The writing here is remarkable. Brahms alternates time signatures throughout: a bar of 3, one of 2, a bar of 9, then one of 6. Such use of time signatures foreshadows the techniques of 20th century figures like Bartók and Stravinsky by about 20 years. But in Brahms's hands, it sounds as if there are no bar lines, no constrictions placed upon the melody to fit into a certain structure or number of beats. Brahms simply lets it unfold. The contrast with the final movement, which is a return to the drama of the intense first movement, could not be greater. This composition was the third and final piano trio that Brahms had considered worthy enough for publication. He was notoriously self-critical and had destroyed manuscripts of many of his earlier attempts. But that he retained the manuscript of this trio for his personal collection demonstrates the significance of this work to him and his pride in its composition.